You're listening to the Paul Higgins podcast for SaaS consulting partners ready to scale beyond six figures without more work or a bigger team. Let's dive in. Imagine this. You've built your tech or AI consulting business to mid six figures. You're busier than ever, but deep down you know if something goes wrong or you maybe, decide to do something different tomorrow, what would happen to your business? Would it even survive a week? Hello, I'm Paul, and welcome to my podcast, the Paul Higgins Podcast, episode number 626. And recently I helped a colleague evaluate a HubSpot partner agency for acquisition. As I dug into what matters in a consultancy valuable to a buyer, I realized something profound. Most tech or AI consultants are unknowingly destroying their business value every single day. Here's the brutal truth. If your business wouldn't survive without you, you don't have a business. You've bought yourself a job, and in some cases, a job that doesn't pay well. And it's probably the most expensive, stressful job you'll ever have. Today, I'm going to share the exact framework buyers use to value tech consultancies, not because you should sell, but because the criteria will help you reveal whether you're building something valuable or just trapped in the owner dependency cycle. From working with hundreds of tech consultants, I've seen a pattern repeatedly. Smart, passionate founders who can solve any technical problem but can't step away from their business for a week without it actually falling apart. Let me share what happened with one of my mentor clients. I won't mention his name, but we'll just call him Jay. He is a Zoho partner. When we first started working together, Jay was in the classic bottleneck. Every client decision flowed through him. Every technical implementation required his oversight. He was working 60 plus hour weeks and feeling like he was drowning. But here's what changed everything for Jay. He started thinking like a buyer would evaluate his business. And what he discovered was very uncomfortable. According to the acquisition data, tech consultants, and I'm using tech and AI consultants interchangeably here, as you probably know, typically sell for 0.4 to 0.8 annual revenue, or about 2.5 to 3.5, what they call seller's discretionary earnings. So it's when you put the true cost of your business there. That's essentially your profit plus what you pay yourself. So if you're doing 500,000 in revenue, for example, with 100,000 in discretionary earnings, your business might be worth 200,000 to 300,000. Not the $1 million asset you thought you were building. But here's where it gets worse. Buyers systematically destroy value when they see these red flags. Number one, owner dependency. If you're the primary client, lead, strategist, and technical expert, your business value walks out the door when you leave. Buyers see this as the biggest risk. Number two is client concentration. If your top three clients represent over 60% of your revenue, you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. Lose one major client and your business absolute implodes. Third, project-based revenue. If you start every month at zero, scrambling the next project, buyers see how volatile that is and how unpredictable it is. The painful reality, most tech consultants score poorly in all these factors. But here's the shift that changed everything for Jay, and it should change everything for you. Instead of building a consulting practice around himself, Jay started building a productized service for a very tight niche. He developed a standardized Zoho implementation process that didn't require his constant oversight. He brought on developers who could execute the delivery while he focused on strategy and growth. The result? Jay's business became systemized, scalable, and valuable, whether he ever sells it or not. Let me break down the three strategic shifts you need to make to escape the owner dependency trap. The strategy shift number one, from expert to system builder. Stop being the person who does the work. Start being the person who builds the system that does the work. Ask yourself, what are the three most common problems you solve for your clients? Can you create a repeatable methodology that someone else could follow? Jay realized that 80% of his Zoho implementations follow a similar pattern. Instead of custom building each solution from scratch, he created templates, checklists, and training materials that allowed junior developers to handle majority of the work. This isn't about becoming less valuable to clients. It's about scaling your value through systems instead of your own personal time. Strategic shift number 2, from projects to products. Recurring revenue isn't just nice to have, it's the foundation of business value. Look at your current client base. Where are the opportunities to move from one-time projects to ongoing relationships? Maybe it's monthly optimization service, quarterly system reviews, or annual upgrades. Jay shifted from selling Zoho implementations to selling Zoho Success Partnerships, a combination of his initial setup plus ongoing optimization and support. His recurring revenue went from 20 to 70%. That's right, from 20 to 70% of his business. The question isn't whether your clients need ongoing support. They all do, right? The question is whether you're packaging and selling it systematically. The strategic shift number 3, from bottleneck to multiplier. Your role should be expanding the capacity of your team, not contracting it. Every time you personally handle something that could be documented and delegated, you're choosing to stay trapped. Instead, ask, how can I turn this expertise into training that empowers my team? Jay created that, and he called it his Zoho Playbook, and it details processes for everything from initial client discovery to post-implementation support. New team members could deliver value from week 1 instead of requiring months of hand-holding. And what he used was a lot of the recordings that he had with past clients and AI to do this. The magic then happens when your team can serve clients without constantly asking you for input. That's when you know you've built something truly valuable. Here's what buyers really pay for. Businesses that generate predictable cash flow through systemized operations with minimal owner involvement. But here's the beautiful irony. When you build a business that's valuable to a buyer, you create something even more valuable to yourself. Freedom. Freedom to work on strategy instead of delivery. Freedom to pursue new opportunities. Freedom to take a vacation without your phone or your email constantly coming from clients with emergencies. Jay told me recently that implementing these changes didn't just make his business more valuable, it gave him his life back. He's working fewer hours, serving more clients, and actually enjoying being a business owner again, or maybe it's the first time. The path forward isn't about grinding harder or being more efficient. It's about fundamentally changing how you think about your role in the business. Stop asking, how can I solve that problem? And start asking, how can I build a system that solves this type of problem every time? Okay, ready, set, go. Audit your owner dependency. List every client touchpoint that requires your personal involvement. That's your systemization roadmap. Identify your productization opportunities. What's the one service you could standardize and scale without losing quality? Start here. Build your first system. Pick one repeatable process and document it so that someone else could execute it. This is your first step towards freedom. Remember, you didn't start your consultancy to buy yourself the world's most stressful job. You started to build something valuable. The choice is yours. Keep being indispensable to your business or make your business independent of you. Both paths take work, but only one leads to freedom. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time on the Paul Higgins Show, Solo Edition. And shout out, let me know that you're listening. If you've got value today, hit subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, and reach out. Let me know you've listened. I'd love to hear from you.